To whom it may concern. Dear sir slash madam writing this, like, fuck off. You suck. Warm regards. When I think of warm regards, like I think of like a heat pack like on a neck or like a back when you feel sick and you're all like snotty and sneezy. So if you write warm regards to me, like that's how I'm picturing you. Ugh. Yours sincerely. Honestly, it's like the most insincere thing you could write, I think. Yours faithfully. Jesus, is that you? Take care. Thanks, Mom. Hope this email finds you well. I was well until you said that. Now I am unwell. I think I might take the rest of the day off. I've come down with something. It's your grossness. All the best. You're the worst. Thanks! Exclamation mark. You're welcome. You're welcome to be more creative with how you sign off, or just in general, be better. Cheers. Cheers. That's what I want to do. Thumbs shaking with a shit-eating grin. I hope you have a great weekend. Do you really? Like, do you care? I don't think so. Give me a buzz. Like, let's chat. Let's talk it up. Friday night plans. Saturday morning, let's brunch it up. Sunday, what do you want to do? Let me know. Let's hang. Oh, you don't really care? Don't say it then. Thanks in advance. In hindsight, I wish you didn't say that. I'm gonna think twice about doing what you want me to do. Might even think about it 3 times. XO, gossip girl. Now, that's a bloody classic, and pretty much for every email communication you have going forth, that's actually what you should sign off with. Not gossip girl, like whatever, you are gossip Henry. Your humble and obedient servant. I don't think anyone has signed off on that way since like for centuries. I think that it would be hilarious if you did that to a boss. I mean, if they were gonna be down for it, of course, but not a bad move. I know that this is a little thing, but like that's what the internet's for, is for little things, right? I actually think that while yes, it is a small thing, you shouldn't sweat the small stuff. I think that sign-offs and little salutations at the end, I think for me, they tap into something bigger, and that is a lack of authenticity. Also, just laziness and a lack of creativity. Now, it's one thing to write these things and to use these sign-offs for like strangers, people that you have you've never met before, right? Like I understand like the want to desire to be polite, but I get this kind of like gross stuff all the time from people that I spend a lot of time with, that I have dealt with for months, even years, like signing off like that. I'm just like, who are you? You're not that person that I've like heard bitch and moan and complain and, you know, be a real freaking human with real thoughts and feelings, and then you're just signing off like a polite robot. That's what frustrates me. That kind of what I feel is a disconnect. For me, it's all about like a lack of flavor, and I'm all about flavor. Is that flavor? I think so. Maybe that's flavor. I got a compliment last year from a really good friend of mine now. He was CC'd in on a lot of emails with clients that, you know, we were both working for. And he said, when you write an email, I can hear you. And I was like, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. That's one of the nicest things that anyone can say to me. I try so hard to do that. I guess like you might be thinking now, well, it's all well and good for you to be a goofball. It's like, I have to be professional. These were professional emails that he was talking about. I wasn't being like a complete dickhead. I just like wasn't being a robot. I was communicating like this. Like the words that you think in your brain, you say, right? You don't put them through this weird like Orwellian doublespeak bureaucratic bullshit that no one likes writing. I guarantee you that. But like no one likes receiving either. So like where is this imaginary like handshake happening that it's like, I will write like this, and it's like, oh, I read that and I will reply like this. Like I don't know where that comes from. So let's just not do it. Okay? Like let's just not do that. The thing that kind of grates up against me with this lack of authenticity is having all these different personas, which I really try to work hard at closing them down. Like, I don't know anyone who's probably exactly the same way that they are with like their mum and dad, with their bestie, with their lover. I understand that. I'm not saying like you just have your one self and there's no filter. Hashtag no filter. But I'm saying like, I don't want to have 1,000 personalities, and I don't think that anyone needs 1,000 personalities or personas. I want like my local barista to say the same thing about me as someone that I work with on set all day, as to my Uber driver. I want them all to say the same thing about me. I hope that's like kind of starting to make sense of what I'm trying to get at. I'm talking about email sign-offs, but I'm kind of talking about something like a little bit bigger, which is like tapping into and being that authentic self. I wrote down whenever, wherever, Shakira style. I don't know where I wanted to put that in, but like, I think it needs to be in here. Maybe there are people out there who their authentic self is talking like that formal robot, but I don't think so. I think it's kind of this professional mask that people put on when they put on their tie in the morning. Maybe that's a good thing. I just don't think it is. Particularly at work, you spend so much of your time, so much of your life doing this thing. And if you're not being true to yourself, that's just, I mean, I don't know. I know what the rebuttal is, and it's like, well, easy for you to say, which is me, you don't have a boss, and that's true, I don't. But I've had bosses in the past, and I still kind of like serve it up to a client who I have to, bend the knee for at times, so I'm not without authority or anything like that. But I'm not saying that you have to be a silly goofball, and I'm not even saying that I am like that on email all the time. Email communication is how we get a lot of shit done now. Like, there's a lot of projects that I do with clients and I'm not ever really meeting them, maybe once or twice. And then the rest of the time, like, that is me. This is me. This is me. And then the video I make for you is also me, right? So yeah, I guess what my urge is to put more you into everything you do. It will be appreciated because you appreciate it. I hazard a guess. Whatever it is, I'm taking a stab in the dark, very well lit dark, that you dig that. Like, your favorite people are the people that kind of like shoot from the hip and it comes from the heart. They wear their chesticles on their sleevicles. Like, we love it. And the more that there is like noise and like the spokesman mentality around stuff, like the more we just crave people just like telling it how it is. And I think a big part of that is just authenticity. If you wouldn't say like good evening, then don't say good evening. Just say whatever the fuck you would say, but then say that with your mouth words and then say it with your type words as well. That's all I'm saying. There's enough bullshit in life that you just don't have to add to the pile of it. Your call is important to us. It's like, no, it's not. My business is important to you. That's really what you're saying. The call, you couldn't give a shit about the call. That's why you're like outsourcing it to the Philippines, like that's what I hate. And I think that trickles down into all of communication and email. That's where I see it, and that's why I'm frustrated with it. And that's why I'm like putting it out there as a video, just as an urge to be like, don't do it. It's possible to not do it. You're looking at it. I'm not doing it. If you're gonna get an email from me, it's gonna be like, stay awesome. It's gonna be like, ta very muchly. I say that. I don't even really know if like that's a thing. I think it's British, ta very muchly. It's not even proper English, I don't think. But I don't care. Like, I say it, ta very muchly, and then it feels right when I flick it off. It's like, oh, ta very muchly. I like to sign off with, you're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. That's super nice. A little Frank Stallone for your Friday, like, send it off, or a Monday or a Tuesday, any day. Getting told you're the best around and nothing's ever gonna keep you down. It's lovely to hear from another human being. I'm tossing around, scorching hot regards. I'm ready to fire that off when it feels right. It hasn't felt right yet, but I want it out there. I'm signing off. Imagine if I did an unauthentic sign off for the end of the video. I'd like that because I like irony. Well, I won't do it. Okay, bye. XOXO Gossip Girl. Gossip Baz.